When you pick up a bottle of water, you probably think you're buying something safe and pure. But what if that bottle holds more than just water? You see it everywhere, in offices, gyms, cars, even in church pews. People trust that clear label easily, believing it's better than tap water. But behind all that marketing lies a story that might shock you to the bones. Today, we're diving into the bottled water industry and exposing 15 popular brands you should think twice about before gulping down your throat. Hidden chemicals, false claims, even dangerous contamination. At the end, we'll also tell you which few brands are actually safe. Now, let's begin with the so-called premium brand that turned out to be dangerously toxic. 15. Real Water. Many people know Real Water as a brand marketed as premium alkaline H2O, but very few know it actually made headlines for all the wrong reasons last year. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration identified it as the common link in an outbreak of acute non-viral hepatitis, hospitalizing multiple children and adults with severe liver damage. Tests revealed contamination from hydrorine, a toxic chemical created during a faulty alkaline ionization process. What was sold as a clean, healthy miracle was actually just chemically treated tap water. The fallout that followed was severe. Real Water was forced into a nationwide recall, ceased operations, and faced lawsuits. And if you think that was terrible, wait till we get to the 14 others left. 14. Starkey Spring Water. Starkey Spring Water is sold as a pure natural spring water by Whole Foods, but this is another premium water brand that doesn't quite live up to its promise. Tests by Consumer Reports found arsenic levels around 9.5 parts per billion, right at the federal limit, but far above the level many experts consider truly safe, under 3 ppb. Marketing painted the water as a pristine and healthy option, but the reality is more concerning than you thought, meaning that even natural spring water can hide dangerous chemicals. Now, let's look at a brand you've probably seen everywhere and why its taste and source aren't what they seem. 13. Nestle Pure Life. Nestle Pure Life and other Nestle bottled waters are not as clean as they seem. Some tests found more than 10,000 microplastic particles per liter in a single sample. Beyond plastics, there are ongoing concerns about transparency and the presence of PFAS, sometimes called forever chemicals. What looks like a familiar, safe choice may carry hidden risks that most drinkers never notice, proving that even top brands can fall short of the purity they promise. But also, even smaller brands face similar hidden dangers. 12. Deer Park. Deer Park, owned by Blue Triton, has been found to contain PFAS, or forever chemicals, at levels above stricter health guidelines. One test measured about 1.21 parts per trillion, higher than some experts recommend. These chemicals can accumulate in the body over time and may pose health risks. While the water may seem clean and natural, studies suggest that bottled water, even from trusted sources like Dark Park, can carry contaminants that most people do not expect. Now here's another well-known bottled water brand that failed to meet safety expectations. 11. Benefil. Benefil, owned by Keurig GR Pepper, has repeatedly been flagged for high arsenic levels in its bottled mineral water. Independent testing measured concentrations around 17 parts per billion, well above the FDA's maximum allowable limit of 10 ppb. In response, California authorities issued legal notices under Proposition 65, which requires businesses to warn consumers about products containing potentially harmful chemicals. Some major retailers temporarily removed Benefil from shelves to address safety concerns. Next, we turn to a familiar American brand that also falls short of expectations. 10. Aquafina. Aquafina, produced by PepsiCo, is widely sold and marketed as purified water, but it is sourced entirely from public municipal water supplies. The company uses reverse osmosis and other filtration processes to treat the water, yet many consumers report that it tastes flat, bland, or overly neutral. Its branding and advertising often imply a premium product, with imagery of pristine mountains or clean springs, creating the impression of superior purity. In reality, Aquafina is essentially filtered tap water in expensive packaging. And now let's examine another major brand with surprising problems. 10. Dasani. Dasani, your favorite water from Coca-Cola, might just be ordinary municipal water. Minerals are added to improve taste, but many consumers see it as just tap water in a fancy bottle. The brand faces environmental concerns because of the plastic bottles it produces and ships in large quantities. Despite marketing itself as premium, the reality is very different, showing how big companies can sell a common product as something special. Next, we look at a sparkling option from the same company with hidden risks. 9. Topo Chico. Topo Chico, also owned by Coca-Cola, is a sparkling mineral water that is tested with elevated levels of PFAS, measuring around 9.7 parts per trillion in one study. The product's long-distance shipping and heavy glass bottles add a significant environmental footprint. Even though it markets itself as premium mineral water, the presence of chemicals and sustainability concerns show that natural or imported water is not always safer or cleaner. Next, we move to a brand famous for luxury marketing but hiding real problems. 8. Fiji Water. Fiji Water is marketed as pure and pristine, sourced from the South Pacific. However, testing revealed arsenic levels of 6.31 micrograms per liter, while Cleveland's tap water had none. Beyond safety, Fiji's environmental footprint and the ethical concerns over water extraction from local communities raise serious questions. The brand's luxurious image contrasts sharply with these realities, showing that expensive imported water is not automatically safer or cleaner. Next, we examine a budget option that proves cheap can be risky. 7. Sam's Choice. Sam's Choice, Walmart's private label bottled water, is a budget-friendly option that still carries hidden risks. State tests in California and other studies revealed higher than expected chemical levels in some samples. A report found that roughly 22% of popular bottled water brands had contaminants above health-based limits, with Sam's Choice among the worst. Its transparency is very limited, leaving consumers uncertain about sourcing and safety. Price does not always equal safety when it comes to bottled water. 6. Tourmaline Spring. Tourmaline Spring, also known as Tourmaline Spring, has been marketed as ultra-pure raw water, appealing to those chasing the trendy, untreated water experience. But tests revealed PFAS levels around 4.64 parts per trillion, far above the stricter guidance suggested by some experts. The brand's claim of needing no filtration is dangerously misleading. Consumer Reports and water safety specialists warn that raw water products can skip essential treatment steps, leaving harmful chemicals and toxins in the bottle. Trendy labels do not often guarantee safe water. Next, we look at a brand with environmental controversy. 5. Arrowhead Spring Water. Arrowhead Spring Water, owned by Blue Triton and formerly Nestle, sources water from California drought zones. Investigations revealed the company was taking far more water than its permit allowed, at times extracting nearly 58 million gallons in a single year versus a permitted 2.3 million gallons. This unsustainable practice sparked major regulatory and environmental concerns, showing the strain on public water resources. While the water itself meets basic safety standards, the brand's environmental track record raises serious questions about responsible sourcing and corporate ethics. 4. Perrier. Perrier, the famous French sparkling water, was rocked in 2024 when regulators discovered traces of fecal bacteria and banned pesticides at one of its spring sources. Millions of bottles were destroyed and the brand's pristine image took a hit. Even luxury water isn't automatically safe, so if a well-known name like Perrier can fail, how can everyday bottled water drinkers really know what's in their bottles? 3. Evian. Evian, imported from the French Alps and long seen as a premium choice, didn't escape controversy either. Tests of bottled waters worldwide found thousands of microplastic fragments per liter, including in Evian. The pricey label may feel safe, but premium cost doesn't guarantee purity. Plastic contamination is an industry-wide problem, reminding us that even high-end branding can mask hidden risks. 2. Bonaqua. Bonaqua, Coca-Cola's bottled water sold across Asia, is marketed as purified and mineralized. While there are fewer public scandals than with U.S. brands, it shows the bottled water industry is a global business with shared challenges. Sourcing, filtration, labeling, and environmental impact are not limited to one region. Consumers worldwide face the same question. Is the water in your bottle really as safe and clean as it claims? 1. Ice Mountain. Ice Mountain has long been sold as 100% natural spring water, but recent reports suggest the story isn't so clean. Tests found tiny microplastics in the bottles, calling into question what natural really means. Consumers feel misled, paying for pristine spring water, but getting something contaminated. While scientists are still studying the health risks, the brand's marketing and sourcing practices are now under serious scrutiny. However, not all bottled water is bad. Some companies are actually doing it right. Take Mountain Valley Spring Water from the United States, for instance. Sold in glass bottles, it consistently publishes quality reports and undergoes rigorous testing. Aquapana from Italy is another example. Independent testing has found low levels of PFAS, and the company emphasizes ethical, sustainable sourcing practices. Brands like Evamore or Kava also stand out, providing full transparency on where their water comes from and maintaining low contaminant levels. Though none of these brands are 100% perfect, what sets them apart is accountability. They openly share water quality reports, disclose filtration and sourcing methods, and prioritize safer packaging whenever possible. For consumers who want convenience without compromising safety entirely, these are the best options. Ultimately, being informed, checking reports, and choosing wisely is the only way to ensure the water you drink is as safe and healthy as it promises to be. So which of these brands are you most addicted to, and which will you drop first? We'd like to know in the comments.